my topic is environmental protection in architecture. When I raised this topic, the first term I raised is green building. What is green building? Since the energy consumption is dramatically increasing, and not only the industrial usage, but also the household usage. So we need to cut off many energy. So we need a green building to integrate the design or technique into daily lifetime. First, can you imagine that daily lifetime? How many energy do you use? How many lights you turn on when in the everyday life, and how long your notebook and TV switch on, and how many water do you use? All of this we need energy to do this. And according to my previous research, I see few of the article, and I summarize this article is that before the construction of the green building, I find that inventory of the material is very important. Since we need to inventory of the material, that can cut off the transportation. Since you know, transportation needs energy. Since this transportation needs energy, since they can use Bunsen furnace and selection of building material. Do you know selection of building material is very important? Since selection of building material, we can select some of the material that is lower emission of greenhouse gases or toxicity, and the transportation of raw material. And I mentioned in the previous chart. And after the construction, we can consider the operation. That is the design of the building. How do we integrate the building and the technique into reduce our energy and consumption energy, to reduce energy consumption, and the maintenance of this building. We need to consider this aspect. After that, the demolition of the building. This is the end of the step. Since the demolition of the building will waste many of the material, we can consider this aspect. How can we reuse it or recycling this material as well? And in Article 1, this is the information of the Article 1. And in Article 1, the audience said somewhat focus on the human behavior to cut off the energy consumption. This aspect is psychological and physiological adaptation, such as people, when they feel the hot, they will turn on the air conditioner immediately. And when this audience suggests we can increase more external environment. When they feel hot, they can go outside and breathe some natural environment to reduce the air condition loading. Furthermore, I found some niche in this article is that this is not efficient and the capacity is too little. And in Hong Kong, this is quite not easy to integrate this kind of method in this, since Hong Kong is limitation of place. In Article 2, this is the information of the Article 2, and the audience also summarize some of the points is that estimation and inventory of the building, and I have mentioned in the previous flow chart. And the selection of the building material and selection of building form. All of this can cut off many of the energy before the construction of the green building. And in the Article 2, I also find some niche is that universal or populational level continuously increasing. Since this will link of the infantry building material inside, specifically in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is depends on the importation of the resources. It is because this is not acceptable in the Hong Kong, and the demand of the house is also increasing, and the limitation of extract of raw material in Hong Kong, this is impossible. In the Article 3, this is the summary. This is information of the Article 3. In the Article 3, the audience state out some major energy consumption in the production of the building and operation and the maintenance of this aspect. And how this aspect can reduce energy, we can focus on the recycling or reuse the material. After the building is demolition, we can recycle or reuse the material. That can more efficiency. And when some material that billion units, we can use it as a furnace to combustion, to convert to another energy. And I also find some niche or gap in this article too. And since the transportation of material also needs energy, and when we transportation of this recycling material to the construction area, we need the transportation, and this will exhaust a lot of greenhouse gases. And how can we classification of this material? We need a human to classify this rather it is useful or not, and it is time consuming, and also it is very economic, not economic efficiency. And this also reduce the material. This will affect the outlooking of the building and all. And I conclude that is green building as although I find some niche in this green building, but green building is also an efficient and reproducibility method, and this can produce sustainable energy consumption. Thank you everybody.